are they doing with him in there?
We just have a few questions we need to ask your son.
He hasn't done anything.
It's standard procedure, Mrs. Cotton.
He was with me all afternoon, playing bridge. We always play on Wednesdays.
I need DS Crisp, over.
Shirley.
What's he doing here?
Mr. Cotton's just helping us with our inquiries.
Why? You think he's got something to do with it?
Mr. Cotton's here for the same reason you are, Miss Carter. Would you like one of my officers to drive you home?
You ain't gonna get a minute's peace from me. I'm gonna be here every day until you catch the scum that did this.
I'm sorry to have kept you waiting, Mr. Cotton. As I'm sure you can imagine, it's been a busy night. First of all, can I offer condolences on behalf of my team?
Thank you.
How long have you known your fiancée?
Since last August.
And you live together?
I moved in a few weeks ago.
And you are due to get married tomorrow, is that right? Would you like us to continue with this in the morning?
No, I just want to get it over with.
When did you last see your fiancée?
About 4 o'clock this afternoon.
And how did she seem?
She was just Eva.
And did you part on good terms? Mr. Cotton? I've just spoken to a Reverend Stevens of St. Cuthbert's. He seems to be under the impression that you called this afternoon to cancel your booking for tomorrow.
That's right.
Did your fiancée know you were planning to call off the wedding?
We were going to elope.
How romantic. Was anyone else aware of these plans?
No. Just Eva.
Seems rather drastic, considering everybody's already made arrangements.
It was a stress, wasn't it? Trying to please everyone.
Tell me, do you often get stressed, Mr. Cotton?
You don't know my old dear.
That would be Rose Cotton, 25 Albert Square. Your mother claims you were playing cards with her all afternoon. And yet the barmaid of the Queen Victoria claims you were drinking in the pub from 4 till gone 6. So which is it?
My mum was mistaken.
She seemed so certain at the time. Tell me, Mr. Cotton, does your mother make a habit of lying for you?
She was just mistaken.
Cast your mind back to Friday the 16th of March. It was your stag do, wasn't it?
If you could call it that.
Several eyewitnesses tell me there was a bit of bother at R&R. Is that right? Either you can tell me or I can get one of my officers to check the CCTV. It's entirely up to you, Mr. Cotton.
I had a bust-up with the missus, didn't I?
Another one. What about this time?
Something and nothing.
There was a stripper, wasn't there? No man wants to walk in and find his wife writhing around with a half-naked stranger, was he?
Never ain't like that.
The night culminated with you punching a wall. Was that right? Hardly what you'd call something and nothing, is it? Can you tell me who Ron Butler is?
He's my mum's ex.
You get on well, did you?
Oh, really?
You put him in hospital, didn't you? Fractured his skull. Ended up doing a stint at Her Majesty's pleasure. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
You got a bit of a temper, Mr. Cotton?
When I'm provoked.
Sorry?
I said when I'm provoked.
What about earlier this evening, Mr. Cotton? Were you provoked then? Do you know William Mitchell, Mr. Cotton? Yeah. You were drinking with him in the Queen Victoria earlier today, is that right?
Yeah.
He said you were rather down in the dumps. Does that sound fair to you?
I told you I had a bust up with the missus, didn't I?
That would explain why he told him the wedding was off. He said that you just downed your drink and then you upped and left. Where were you going, Mr. Cotton?
I thought Evan might be waiting for me at the station.
And yet there's no evidence that your fiancé even packed a bag, let alone planned to elope. What can you tell me about this envelope, Mr. Cotton?
It was the money for our wedding.
How much are we talking about, approximately?
£1,000.
This was a gift for the two of you, is that right?
Auntie Dot gave it to Evan.
So how did it end up in your possession?
Evan gave it to me to look after.
Did anyone witness this exchange? Tell me, Mr. Cotton, where is the money now?
Some tramp went and nicked it.
How convenient for you. I'll tell you what I think happened, shall I? You left the pub before going back to the flat with the sole intention of stealing this money. You make out like it was a burglary.
I never went back there.
And yet we have a witness who claims there was a voicemail from your fiancée which states categorically that you were at the door moments before her death. I'd say that was more than just a coincidence, wouldn't you? You got cold feet. You made out that you were eloping, whereas all along you were intending to do a runner.
No.
Rather a high price to pay, don't you think? £1,000.
I loved her!
Andrew Cotton, I'm arresting you on suspicion of the murder of Heather Trott. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. The victim's injuries...
Her name's Heather.
The victim's injuries clearly indicate that she was struck.
I should be waking up next to her about now. Gut full of butterflies. First day of our new life together. The thrill. George. He loves his eggy bread first thing. Ever said he won't eat anything else for breakfast.
For the benefit of the tape, I'm showing Mr. Cotton exhibit JRA-07, a scene photograph. What did you hit her with, Andrew? This homeless man you allege you met, what did you talk about?
I don't know, this and that. I'm really tired.
Answer the question.
Don't tell me what to do!
Andrew.
I'm sorry. You sounded like me mum, that's all.
She thinks the world of you. How many mothers would try to pervert the course of justice?
Always was an interfering old bag. She's the reason we were eloping.
Trouble is, we only have your word for it.
Please, look, talk to me, Auntie Dot. Ev might have mentioned something.
Interview suspended at 12:42 p.m. Time for your rest break, Mr. Cotton.
When are you gonna bail me?
We haven't finished with you yet.
Have a seat. Rose is upstairs. I'll go and see if she's awake.
Actually, it was you I was after.
Me?
Mr. Cotton thinks you might be able to assist us in our inquiries.
Oh. Oh, I see.
It won't take long.
Yes.
Did Heather talk much about the wedding plans?
Only morning, noon and night.
No sign of cold feet, no change of plan?
I know marriage is considered old-fashioned these days, but Heather
Ain't like that. She's an old-fashioned sort of girl.
It's just that Mr. Cotton insists that they had decided to elope.
I ain't interested in what my nephew's got to say. Now, if there is nothing else, I'll see you out.